Hi y'all. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira and my channel is all about talking about new makeup, trying new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you will consider subscribing, and if you enjoy the video, liking the video. Today is a new makeup release video that guys, I want it all. Like, this one's hard. It's also, I'm filming this the day before my birthday, and I really want to shop for my birthday. I want to treat myself, you know? And so there are things I'm going to be discussing in this video that may be making their way to me at some point. I'm not making any promises. I'm just saying. Let's get into it. All right, first up, let's talk about the one thing that I was planning on only doing these videos maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, but I feel like the releases are picking up, but not only are they picking up, but they're becoming a little bit more interesting, at least in this last week and a half, 2 weeks since my last makeup release video went up. I feel like after I filmed that video, a bunch of really exciting things came out and I was like, okay. So let me move over to the side so I can insert some pictures for you guys. And let's talk about the first thing that came up. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to film another video. We gotta talk about this. And that is this new release coming out from Pat McGrath. And she actually has 2 releases. So I'm gonna talk about this one and then I'm gonna talk about another one. This one I will be purchasing from, the other one I will be skipping, but we will get into it. So Mother Pat is coming out with 6 new blushes, not eyeshadows, blushes, and 4 new highlighters. Now, they're all, the Divine Blush Duos are limited edition. They are duos with more than 2 shades in them. So you have the first shade and then the shade on the side, and you can blend them together to apply and create a beautiful, beautiful finish on the cheeks. So she has Aphrodite Amore, which is a soft coral rose, moonlit pearl. She has Venusian Sunrise, which is a soft, cool pink demi matte. Divine Rose 2, which is a vivid coral rose with glowing pink pearl. Cosmic Coral, which is a neutral coral demi matte. Paradise Glow, which is a bronzed sienna with golden pearl. And Night Bloom, which is an amaranth red demi matte. I know for sure I'm getting the Paradise Glow. That is the one with the bronze sienna with the golden pearl. That one looks like a beautiful bronzer blush combo, and I am all about that life, especially in the summer. So that one is the one that I know for a fact that I want. The other one that caught my eye is the last one, which is called Night Bloom. And Night Bloom, and I'm going to show a close-up of how she has a close-up of the shades together. And Night Bloom is that one that has that vivid, vivid bright orange with that beautiful, beautiful fuchsia purple tone. That color combo is stunning. It is stunning. It is inspiring. It got my little heartbeat a pattering. I was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then I stopped myself, because this is the thing. I am obsessed with that color combo. I think it's stunning. I think it's inspired. Yes. But I would never use this on my face. I would use the orange, but I would probably go around this sort of fuchsia purple. I don't think this is these are shades that will look that great on me with my skin tone. I think this is perfect for people with deep, rich skin tones. Oh my gosh, these shades are gonna look amazing, just dripping on them, gorgeous, gorgeous. On me, I love this color combo, but I don't need it on my cheeks, you know? And so what I discovered is oh, I really like this color combo. I really want to play with these colors. And I'm just sort of wow, Amira, you have shades like that in your eyeshadow collection. Why not just play around and play with those tones on your eyes, which you would enjoy more anyway? So that's how I talked myself out of that one, because I had to come back to reality. I had to touch grass. I'm you are not going to use that, girl. Quit playing. But I will be using the Paradise Glow. That one is my jam. That I would use all day long. That would be a staple in my makeup collection for cheek products. I want it. Now, the highlighters, on the other hand, guys, I haven't really been wearing highlighter. I've been using a lot of glowy blushes, a lot of glowy bronzers. I have no highlighter on today, like none. But you see how glowy my skin is? And this is because I'm using other products that have a little bit of glow in them, and I've been enjoying that vibe more. So I haven't really been reaching for my highlighters. And as a result, I was sort of like, well, I don't feel like I need the highlighters. And just let's talk about the highlighters. There's 4 of them. The blushes are $44, by the way, and the highlighter will be $48. It doesn't say it's limited edition though. So these are called the Skin Fetish Divine Glow Highlighters. The first one is Lunar Allure, which is a glimmering platinum. You have Golden Moonlight, which is a pale champagne gold. You have Venus Nectar, which is a warm golden peach. And you have Bronze Mirage, which is golden bronze with copper pearl. At first I was like, I don't think I'm going to get any of these. I don't need them. And then I heard the description, or I read the description for Venus Nectar, a warm golden peach. And I was like, that sounds yummy. And here's the thing. I've never tried Pat's powder highlighter formula. I have one of her baked highlighters, and then I have the highlighter balm duo, but I've never tried just like her pressed powder highlighters. And for that reason, I'm genuinely considering purchasing Venus Nectar, because at this point I'm just kind of curious about the formula, and I want to be able to sort of maybe give you guys an idea of what it's like and if it's worth you dropping your 48 bones on. So I might pick that up mostly for science, but I'm definitely picking up the Bronze Sienna, the Paradise Glow, the Bronze Sienna with golden pearl. I'm going to just keep calling it, they should have named it Bronze Sienna. Doesn't that sound beautiful? But it's called Paradise Glow. But yeah, I want to pick those 2 up. Next up, and this is just shown up on my feed, and I was like, okay. So this was posted to Trend Mood an hour ago, and it is a mini eyeshadow palette called the Midnight Voyage from Mother Pat. And it's so cute. It comes in this little plastic little thingy. And it's a mini palette of 5 of her most loved eyeshadows, complemented by a debut metallic called Bronze Venus. Now, all of these shadows are beautiful. I own literally all of them. I own almost all of the Pat McGrath motherships except for Utopian Dreams, which might come home with me eventually one day. I don't know. I keep vastly saying, I don't need it. And then I see people use it and I fall in love with them using it. And I know how Pat's shadows are. Sometimes you can look at them and go, I don't know what I'd do with that. And then you get it in front of you and you're like, I know exactly what I would do with that. So I'm on the fence still. I'm not as anti Utopian Dreams as I was in the past. I'm more like, perhaps. But this I know I'm not getting. This is a pass for me because, again, I own all of these shadows, and Bronze Venus, the new shade, is not unique enough for me to justify me buying this $29 mini palette full of shadows that I already own. The shade Bronze Venus actually does remind me of a shade that is in Midnight Sun. Midnight Sun has this really beautiful kind of coppery orange bronzy shade that looks very similar to Bronze Venus, at least in these swatches. I don't know how it would look on the eye, but in these swatches it looks very similar, and that shade is one of her special shades. It's probably even more beautiful and textured and reflective than this one, which is just a metallic. So I will say this though, I think this is a really cute palette. I think it's a smart idea. I think it's, you know, it'd be a really good gift for someone who's never tried Pat McGrath and they're just dipping their toe in. It's affordable. It's less than $30. So I think in that way, it's actually a nice little palette. But I think if you are a Pat McGrath collector and a Pat McGrath connoisseur, you don't need this. Next up is this new palette that was revealed that is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's called the Nouveau palette. And the first thing I thought when I saw this was, yes, ma'am, I will be purchasing that. And I still feel that way. But someone made a really good point and said that it reminded them of the ABH Mario palette. Now, I don't think it's exactly like that, but the vibe is the same, and the tones, the sort of mutedness of the tones is very similar. And I was just getting into makeup as the Mario palette was sort of leaving stores, and I didn't get a chance to get my hands on that palette, and it's something that haunts me to this day, that I don't own that palette. but I can own this one, and I think I will. I think it's really, really pretty. It says it will be available June 13th on their website. I'm just curious. I haven't tried anything formula-wise from ABH as far as from the traditional Norvina line in quite a while. And I'm curious to know if I still like the formula. You know, I just want to know. I want to know. And I think this is a pretty enough color story that I would get use out of it, and it's something that I would enjoy. Now, well, having said that, I don't understand why we have this one purple shade, this wisteria shade in here. I don't understand this. I wish and Norvina has been notorious with this too, where they take one shade. They did it with the Sultry palette, where they threw that one coral shade in that made no sense in the palette. And I feel the same about this. It just doesn't need to be there. It doesn't make any sense. I think ABH specifically does this to keep their palettes from looking boring. But the issue with that is that even though you're like, oh, look, we're tricking the eye visually, you know, look, oh, there's a purple. It doesn't function. Like if I'm using this palette, I'm not reaching for that purple. I'm reaching for all of these, you know, muted, neutral, golden, beautiful, bronzy tones. That's what I'm reaching for. I'm not reaching for the purple. Like, if I wanted a purple, I've got purple palettes that I could use for that. So that part irks me, that there's kind of like a wasted shadow, in my opinion, in the palette. But outside of that, I'm actually quite interested, and yeah, I'm probably gonna pick that up. Next up is this brand that I've only heard a little bit of or from or about, and it's called Isamaya Beauty by Isamaya French. I don't know a whole lot about Isamaya French. I think she might be a makeup artist. I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, I think. Yeah, so Isamaya French is a makeup artist who's coming out with her own brand of makeup. It is a beautiful palette. It's called a Color Pigment Eyeshadow Palette. 95 pounds. It's 14 pans of multi-finish pigments encased in a black compact with a ghostly torso pressed through its lid. Aesthetics, guys. Aesthetics. Look at this palette. Look at the inside, first of all. And then look at the outside with the body hanging. I don't even know how I would store this, but it's like art. I don't care about anything else in this collection. Like there's a rubber lash latex lift mascara that has like this ring on it. There's a lip lack maximizing lip serum. There's a clear brow gel. There is a skin lack triple hyaluronic glow serum. They all have these like things that look like nipple rings on them. That's the first thing I think. I'm like, that looks like a nipple ring. They look like nipple rings. I'm not interested in any of that. That palette though, I don't know. And even the color story, like, it's not groundbreaking, but it's just interesting enough that I'm kind of like, I'm kind of curious. Now, the price of it it's pricey. It's 95 pounds, which is like, what, $125 in US dollars, something like that. So that's expensive. That is Pat McGrath, Natasha Denona expensive. And I don't necessarily know if I would want to be spending that much on it, but I'm telling you, this has caught my eye so much. I think it's so interesting. I don't find a lot of makeup interesting nowadays. Like, we can find things pretty, but there's very few things that you're like, huh. The aesthetic is like, it's giving something. It's bringing something to the table. I don't feel that way about 99% of makeup nowadays. But this is really interesting. The packaging is really interesting. I'm curious about the formula. It is by a makeup artist. I'm always curious about makeup artist brands, because I'm always curious. Every makeup artist has their own sort of philosophy and their own aesthetic and their own way of approaching makeup that I find really interesting. And so for me, when makeup artists come out with things, I'm curious. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm always curious enough to purchase, but I'm always curious to know more. So this to me looks really, and I like the curation. There's a bit of a curation there. It feels a bit sort of capsule collection. I find that interesting. I won't be buying any of the nipple ring products, but the palettes caught my eye. Next up is these 6 What are these? Face enhancers from Clé de Peau, i.e. expensive. Whenever I hear Clé de Peau, I think money, 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 money. Clé de Peau is expensive, but I hear wonderful things about the products. I've never tried Clé de Peau. I'm bougie, so I have no problems buying luxury makeup. I'm just putting it up. I'm bougie by nature. So for me, that's not an issue, but I haven't found anything from Clé de Peau that I've wanted to actually, you know, like when you're spending that kind of money, it should be something that you really are interested in, or just don't do it. And so for me, there's been nothing from Clé de Peau that I've been like so interested in that I've been willing to drop that amount of money on a product for. But these luminizing face enhancers. So there are 6 shades, 3 in soft finish and 3 in intense finish. So you have 17, 21, and 22, and at the top of this photo are the soft finishes, and then you have 201, 202, and 203, which are the intense finishes at $95. 95 doll hairs a piece. Doll hairs, guys. 95 doll hairs. That's a lot of doll hairs. That's a lot of doll hairs. But I'm interested. I want to see what this looks like on the face, though. Like, I really want to know. Let me go to their little, let me see, let's look up their Instagram real quick and see what they're talking about as far as, do they have pictures of anything of someone wearing this? No. I need to see it on a face. And to see it on face. Maybe we can harass Charlotte Holdcroft to order one of these for us and try it. That's who I'm nominating that we harass to try one of these so we can see what it looks like. She loves Clé de Peau. I want her to try that. All right, next up is this collection from Profusion. And I didn't realize Profusion was exclusively at Walmart, and I am not a Walmart person. I don't live near Walmart. I try to avoid Walmart. Walmarts give me a headache. They make me sad. They give me like situational depression. I'm sorry, it's just how I feel. But Profusion is so exclusively at Walmart, but also I think they're online on their online store. So I might, if I'm curious enough to purchase any of this makeup, I might just pick it up from the order from the website. But they've come out with this Super Bloom collection, and it's 2 palettes and then 4 liquid eyeshadows and then some blushes, it looks like, or these, yeah, there's 2 cream blushes, a multi-chrome glitter, and then some lashes. I'm not interested in any of that. The liquid shadows are beautiful. I'm interested in those. Those are gorgeous. And then that palette, I don't know the name of it. Super Bloom Harvest. It's a 20 shade palette. I don't generally like big palettes like that. But this Harvest palette, the color story is stunning. It's so right up my alley. I've never tried anything from Profusion, so, you know, I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you want me to do like a drugstore affordable makeup video? I did one for e.l.f. last year. I did a whole full face of e.l.f. But if you want to see me do like affordable drugstore makeup video, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be more than happy to do that. Next up is this Shade Drops Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Mineral Milk Sunscreen from Summer Fridays. I'm intrigued. I'm a sunscreen person. I love sunscreen. I'm obsessed with sunscreen. I've always wanted to try a new sunscreen. But I'm really interested in these ones that are very serum-y. The one serum sunscreen that I tried was from Neutrogena. My skin did not like it, but my skin does not like Neutrogena sunscreens, and my face broke out terribly, my forehead specifically. I got all these like white heads, and it was just not the biz. But I'd be willing to try from Summer Fridays or some other brand, because I'm really interested in the sort of soft, thin finish and glowy finish that you can get using these, and you can put them on their own. And I go out without makeup on and just sunscreen on all the time, but I'm interested in what this will do for the complexion, for the skin, you know, the aesthetic of the skin on top of the sun protection. Next up I have for you guys, and this is something that I'm kind of interested in, are these, and I don't usually do stick products. I don't like foundation sticks. I don't like concealer sticks. These are bronzer sticks from Liz Beauty. They're called their No Limits Cream Bronzer Stick. I think the shade range is banging. They only have 5 shades, but it's like a really nice shade range. Like a really nice shade range. So you've got Motivate, Harmony, Courage, Strength, and Worthy. So goes 1 is the deepest shade, is Worthy. Strength is the second darkest shade, and then you have 3, which is Courage, which is tan, and then you have 4, Harmony, which is medium, and then 5, which is Motivate, which is the lightest. I would probably pick up Harmony because I don't go too dark with my bronzer, but these look really nice on the skin, guys. Like, these look really nice on the skin, and I'll show you the promo pics of the models wearing them, and you can see why I wouldn't go for Courage, because it's quite warm. So I think if I were going to try this, I would go with Motivate and just build it up. But I'm curious, like, is this going to be heavy? Because stick products tend to be heavy, in my opinion. At least on my skin, they feel heavy. So yeah, but I'm curious. Like, this is really piqued my curiosity, and I think it's a really, the fact that it's so curated, but they still managed to have a really strong shade range, shows that it can be done. You just have to be smart about how you do it, you know? And I enjoy that. Next up, and I believe, is this available already? It might be. Actually, no, it's available. At least when I'm filming this, it's not available yet. It is available on June 9th. So by the time this goes up, it will be available. But it is the updated relaunch of the Lady Gaga Haus Labs makeup line. I have feelings. Let's discuss. Okay. I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. Hold on a second. I'm going to take a little swig of my Dr. Pepper because I'm a little thirsty. And I really want to talk, so I'm going to take a little swig. Okay. I know I'm not the only one who was horribly underwhelmed when she debuted the Haus Labs line originally, when she was working exclusively with Amazon. And I was like, what is this, sis? This is not, you are not giving the girls what we wanted. You are not. You are Lady Gaga. I wanted more. I expected more. I need more. So as a result, I didn't purchase anything other than one eyeliner pencil, which was actually a really good eyeliner pencil from the brand, but there was literally nothing else. You know, I heard great things about the eyeliner pencils, which is why I bought one. But outside of that, I had no interest. None. Zip, zilch, nada. She's relaunched now, and she's going to be in Sephora, which is where she should have been in the first place. I don't know what the hell the Amazon thing was about. I don't understand. I don't understand the point in that. But she's relaunching. It's a whole new Haus Labs by Lady Gaga. Clean artistry makeup. Oh, God. So the thing that irks me about this is the whole clean beauty thing. Like, we've talked about it ad nauseum, but I don't see the point. I don't see the point in that. Like, I don't see the point in that being added into the marketing. It's kind of useless. I don't think it matters. I don't think she needed that. I just feel like it's like, let's slap that on there, because then it seems, you know, more current, more cool, whatever. I personally don't think she needs it, because I actually think the range looks quite cool. She's coming out with these liquid colored eyeshadows, which some people are like, oh, it's like the About Face Beauty colorful liquid shadows. I'm like, well, About Face Beauty got it from Danessa Myricks. Like, let's stop with that. It's, you know, nothing is original. We're at a point in makeup where everything is just about iterations of other things, and it's a question of which iteration do you enjoy the most, you know? So for me, I don't have an issue with that. I am actually quite interested in them. They're called the High Power Pigment Paint. You get 11 full coverage mattes and 9 sheer shimmers. They're $24 each, which is expensive. I mean, the Danessa Myricks are $18 each. The About Face Beauties were $24 each, but they've lowered their prices because they clearly weren't selling at that price point. So I think that's a little expensive, but I think she's justifying it because she's in Sephora now. I don't think they would be that expensive if she was still on Amazon. I'm just saying. She's coming out with a PhD hybrid lip oil, 3 pH power shades and 1 clear. She's coming out with Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzers in 12 shades. That's caught my eye. Those bronzers actually look really beautiful. And then she's coming out with, Optic Intensity Eco Eyeliners at $22, 13 mattes, 5 shimmers. She's got a lip crayon for $22, 12 demi mattes, 1 shimmer. The bronzers, if I didn't say, the Power Scope bronzers, those are 12 shades. She also has a Bio Radiant Gel Powder Highlighter at $40, 10 soft focus shades. And then she has the Edge Precision Brow Pencil at $22 at 13 shades. So this is a pretty extensive relaunch. It's not like she's relaunched on like 5, you know, like 5 little color things, you know, like she's coming out with a full range of product. And I'm not mad at it. I think the bronzers, and this is what I mean by when you talk about like range, she has far more. How many of these bronzer shades? 12 shades. Liz has 5. Liz has a better range at 5 than Haus Labs does with 12. You can look at the swatches. Proof is in the pudding. Look at the swatches on the deeper skin tones, even the lighter skin tones, the lightest arm and the deepest arm. You can see what I'm talking about. But I'm still curious about this. I would still try this because I do think I like when she does the close-up of the bronzer shades on the deeper skin tone cheek. You can kind of see the subtle differences there. I still think that the range as far as the medium to lighter shades needed a bit of tweaking, you know, as they often do. But I'm still curious. I'm still curious enough where I might drop some money on this and try it. I might buy that bronzer. I might buy a couple of these liquid eyeshadows and see what they are like. I'm not interested in the highlighters. I don't like, they seem really, really metallic. And I'm just not about that life with highlighters. But yeah, I'm curious about the liquid eyeshadows. I'm curious about the bronzers. So I might pick a couple things up from that. Next up is not so much a new product, but more of an extended shade range. And that is the Le Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch with Micro Drop Pigments. You know, the serum foundation that Chanel came out with, that Rosing kind of came out and tried to like basically dupe. I've been really curious about the Chanel Le Beige one ever since I tried the Rose Inc one and didn't like it. It's made me want to try the real version of it, so to speak, like the OG version of it. And they have more shades now, and I'm really curious about it. It's $85. I mean, it is Chanel, but I'm really curious about it. I really want to try and see if because the thing about the Rose Inc one is I feel like I would have liked it had I enjoyed the shade range and the colors that were in the shade range that I would have fallen into, which neither one matched me at all. I think I probably would have enjoyed it. And so I feel like with the Chanel one, I can maybe finally get a shade that matches my skin tone and see if I really enjoy the formula. And finally, guys, let's talk about Gwen Stefani's makeup line, Give Beauty. Now, when this first came out, I talked trash about it because I was like, well, it's so simple. I feel like she's behind the curve on this, you know, and I still believe that. I feel like I wish she had come out with this like 5 years ago, you know, and it's a very curated line, and I feel like it's very specific. And I also feel like once you own like what you're going to own from it, unless she comes out with something really exciting and new, you're probably not going to purchase much more from the brand. I hold to this, but I'm also easily influenced, and Angelica Nyquist has raved about these lipsticks, and it's piqued my curiosity. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll try one of the lipsticks. And she's just released, she's announced that she's coming out with new lipstick shades, 2 more reds, a beige peachy neutral. So the first one is Old School Me, a true red, 80s Me, bright plum, Tragic Me, beige peachy neutral, Lovable Me, brown peachy neutral. She then has Anaheim Shine satin lipstick in shades Rosewood Street, bright berry, Screen My Phone, peachy pink, Laura, orange red, Stomp Box, rosy mauve. I'm interested in the bullet lipsticks because of the fact that Angelica Nyquist has raved about these so much. And I'm really interested in that orangey toned red. And I think it's Laura or Loera. I don't know how to say that. So I think it's Laura, but I think that's the one that I am considering trying. And I'll put a close up of the one of the like swatch of it on the promo pics, and it's so pretty. And you guys already know how I feel about orange reds and orange lipsticks, and this is the season. I mean, I'm wearing one right now. 'Tis the season, my friends. So that is really, really catching my eye. It's really catching my eye. Is there anything that I talked about today that you guys are interested in? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please be sure to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.